Welcome to the second part in the Auschwitz-Birkenau series. I'm actually at Birkenau, which is a second camp that was made by the Nazis. The famous exterior from where the trains entered. Let's see what it's like inside as I step back in history. At the main entrance to Birkenau, and this is where the trains would have come in from this location. Trains outside underneath this bridge, further on down to where the tracks are, before making their way for selection. I just want to walk up to one of those cattle carts, and they've actually got one remain here at the camp, and the wind's blowing and it's quite uncomfortable, but I'm trying to capture as much as I can, as much detail as I can. This is one of the cattle carts. It's actually on display. This is what all the victims, I should say, because they all died here, they would have come on one of these. And I mean, look at it, they would have been jam-packed like sardines. No hope for escaping. Many would have died on board. Unbelievable. Just coming towards the back of the camp, and this is where the gas chambers were, and you can see the remains of the gas chambers. I'm getting close to them now. Just try and get some footage of the actual chambers. It says they actually keep off the ruins, so I hope no one's getting anywhere near those, because these were the actual gas chambers that are now in ruins. The Germans, the Nazis, tried to get rid of their crime, but they weren't successful. The world got to know of the horrors of the gas chambers. You can see the remains that are here of they're actually toilets, latrines over here at the time. You can see them broken. If I can hopefully capture them on my camera, you can see the remains. You can see the holes actually, and that's what's the remains of the latrines here at the time. There's a few rows of them that you can see that are still intact, and some that are broken. And just across there, the prisoners would have slept. The remains of the chimneys are still there, but the buildings themselves, those ones in the forefront, not here. Towards the front of the camp, actually, towards where the main entrance is, there are some there, which I'll head off to. But even here, there's just absolutely no noise. So just at the building here, which is actually in this photo where it says, Jews selected by the SS for immediate death in the gas chambers of crematoria 2 and 3 were herded along this road. And you can see the gate just there, and that's the gate just in front of me. So they were selected here, and it says they were herded along this road, and the selection process is shown here. Because it's written here, it says doctor selects the able-bodied Jews from the newly arrived transport, who would then become prisoners of the camp. All others were immediately sent to their deaths in the gas chambers. And that's actually just of this building here, and the gate here. You see a guard's tower on here, more photos here preparing for the selection. And you can see, imagine what it must have been like in those times, not knowing where you were going, what was going to happen to you. So these are the latrines that were here. Now imagine if you in those times were based here, say men or ladies. So imagine just the men here. You're in at one time. Look how much room you get, and no privacy whatsoever. And you only get about 10, 15, 20-second max before the guards or the capos that were here would kick you out, basically. I mean, look at it. This is what humanity resorts to. Unbelievable structure still remains, and these were used for the showers for those that were made to put to work. It's just a barn, really, is what it is. Imagine being in this camp where this is what you'd be subjected to. This is no way for humans to live. And let's be honest, the Nazis didn't want those that came here to live. It's an example, really, of humanity at its worst. The actual rain has stopped a bit as well, so hopefully I can film a bit more this way. Just want to see what further buildings they have this way. There are a few open buildings. So I'm just inside one of the barns, basically. It's a stable. I'm not sure what other words to use for it. It's actually a nasty thing when you look at it, to say that this is where people would have slept, in these bunks. They've got three bunks basically in this inhumane conditions. These are really horses' stables. This isn't fit for humans. There's actually a picture just over here that shows when the liberation happened in 1945. See a lot of, I'm not sure if they're blankets or whatever mattress was used, whatever flimsy thing was used. And this is a chapter of evil in the history of mankind. Quite a few people coming in, having a look around. So I'll try and film as much as I can, because there's also tour groups as well, and it's quite muddy as well walking around here. So let's see what we have a bit further down. So this one's emptied of the one that I just saw. You can get an idea actually. So where the bunks would have been. The chimneys here. So I'm guessing that a fire would have been here somewhere. Yeah, so they would have put wood at the bottom here, lit a fire, and they've got one towards the end. But how much heat would this have given? Imagine being here at night, not knowing whether you'd be alive in the morning, not knowing what mood the Germans might be in. This is horrific conditions. I actually think that every person on this earth should be made to visit this place, just to get an idea of the worst of mankind. Just look at the guard towers, how close they're spaced to one another, just to give you an idea of the amount of security they must have had in this place. You know, they made sure that no one got away from here. Once you were brought in, you know, they made sure that you were punished, you were tortured. It is evil. Even the walkways, even they're made to punish you as well. I mean, this day and age we've got trainers that make it comfortable to walk, but I mean, even then you get an idea that the Nazis were making life difficult in the most difficult of times. This is what they call, you know, digging the knife in. Just at the front of the camp, I was going past where the latrines were. It's actually the second time that I've been here. I came here, I think it's 2016 or 2017. Wasn't making any videos back in those days. I thought if ever I come back here, I'll make a video of this place. Put it out on YouTube also for my memory as well, because it is one of those places a lot of us in school read about in history. There's a lot of films made about World War II, the Holocaust. So let's have a look. This section of the concentration camp was in use from August 1942 as a camp for women, Jews and non-Jews from different countries. Towards the end of the war, the SS began to make arrangements for closing the camp. In 1944, some women were evacuated, so it's for women, prisoners, barracks, sick prisoners, Polish children, female prisoners by the SS to be murdered in the gas chambers known as the death barrack. 28, it shows on the guide here, was an infirmary, and also kitchens, showers, latrines. So this actually is an area which was used by women prisoners, and you can see some of the buildings here that remain, and some of them which do not, except for the chimneys. And you actually see in the first one here there are supports to hold the chimney, otherwise that will fall down as well. So there's some preservation work, and also here as well there's support on this building as well, otherwise that would probably collapse. And actually most of them I think have supports, otherwise they too would end up like these here. So this section here, which is as you walk into Birkenau, this would be on your left hand side, or right hand side as you walk out towards the exit, which is this way. There is the exit actually in the main one part as well, but a lot of people do exit this way. This is actually one of the exits out from the camp, and from heading towards out from the women's barrack. It's good actually that there's a lot of work being done to preserve the remains of the camp. We've got an arrow here as well, so you can actually go out around the buildings. The ones that are open tend to be more as you enter. The ones here are closed, and you would have had administrative buildings. Joseph Mengele probably was in one of these buildings conducting his experiments. Another watchtower further ahead.